Hello guys, we'll see how histogram specification works. So unlike histogram equalization, we'll be given target values also. We'll be given target intensity values. So our main aim is to map the given intensity values to the desired target values. So we'll see how the steps go. The initial two steps are very similar to histogram equalization. So you just have to write down the intensity values, which range from 0 to 7, and then write down the pixel values. And then we find the total of all the pixel values, which are 8 plus 10 plus 10, 2, 12 and so on. So if we find the sum, we get the sum as 64. So here we find the cumulative sum being 8 divided by 64, which is 0.125. So 0.125 plus 10 divided by 64. So this is the cumulative sum of the first intensity value. So that turns out to be 0.28125. And similarly, we'll be finding out the rest of the values. So I'm just copying down the values. So easy trick to find out whether the cumulative sum is correct or not is to just check whether you're getting the last cumulative value to be 1, because that will be obvious. If you don't get it as 1, then you have made some mistake. And then now next step is to multiply this with 7, because the total number of intensity values are 8, 0 to 7. So the final the largest value is 7. So you just multiply each particular value with 7. And then after multiplying this by 7, you just round it off to the nearest integer. So I'm just directly rounding off to the nearest integer. So your final values will be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 and 7. So in this entire table, these two columns, column 1 and column 2, these two columns are important. So you do the exact same thing for the desired output also. So you have the set of intensity values and the set of output values. So you do the same thing, and the resultant matrix which you get, I'm just writing it down. So you have the intensity values, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and the pixel values in the question which were given 0, 0, 0, 0, 20, 20, 16 and 8. So you do the exact same. First you find out the cumulative sum. So I'm writing the cumulative sum 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.3125, 0.625, 0.875 and 1. So here we are getting 1, so we have done it in the right way. Multiply by 7 and then round off the entire value. So the final mapping values to get 2, 4, 0, 0, 0. This is 0, sorry, 2, 4, 6 and 7. So after finding the two input and the desired column, now the final thing is mapping, right? Because for the first column you have found out this intensity values which are mapping to this value, and here also you found the mapping, but you have to find the mapping between this particular input intensity values and desired intensity values. So you're going to find out the mapping between these two. So the step which you proceed are like this. So first you write down all the intensity values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and after that write down the input intensity values in the same order. It's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 and 7. Then you write down the desired output intensity values, which are 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 4, 6 and 7. So you will be finding the final mapping. When you find out the final mapping, as of now you can ignore the first column, so directly go to the second column. So for each particular element in this particular column, you have to find out the mapping, right? So for finding out the mapping, you go like this. So you go to the first element, which is 1, and then in the next column, let's call it C2. So in C2, you find out the value which is greater than equal to the element in C1. So it's like 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, and the next greater than equal to value is 2. So 1, the nearest closest value is 2. So you just write, and after finding the 2, you see which corresponding element of C0, let's call it C0, which corresponding value of C0 matches with the value C2. So 2 matches to 4, so just write down 4. Similarly, 2, the next closest value is 2 again, so 2 maps to 4. Similarly, 3 greater than equal to value is 4 and it maps to 5, so write down 5. 3, it corresponds to 4 and 4 maps to 5. 4 corresponds to 4 and here also. Second, 2 maps to 2 and it's 4, and then 4 corresponds to, so you take the corresponding value of C1 and then you map it to the next greater than equal value of C2. So for 3 it's 4, so corresponding value is 5, so you write 5. For 5 you check greater than equal value is 6 and corresponding value is 6, and then for 6 greater than equal value is 6, so again write 6, and then for 7 you write 6, for 6 it's 7, and finally 7. So you have the values 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7 and 7. So you have the mapping between the initial values and the final values. So all you have to do is to write the final intensity values and you're done with the sum. So you write down the initial intensity values, which are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So remember, for mapping it will be convenient if you just write down this table again. I'll just write it down for you. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and the corresponding final mapping are 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7 and 7. You just have to write it, you need not write it down compulsorily, you just have to write it down for your convenience. So basically you have to map from this table to this table. So you find out a number here and the corresponding mapped element, you find it in the above column. So there is no 0 over here, so for 0 you have no mapping here, so you write 0. There's no 1, so you again write 0. For 2 there's no 2, 0, 3, 0, but you have 4, and you have 4 and 4, you have 2 values, right? So look in the initial table, this initial table, where 4 is mapped to. So 4 goes to 0 and 1, right? So see the output pixel values of 0 and 1. So the cumulative is 8 plus 10, which is 18. So for 4 you'll write 18, and similarly 5 maps to 2 and 3. So 2 and 3, it's 10 plus 2, right? So write down the cumulative sum. You're writing down the cumulative because you don't want to miss out any intensity pixel corresponding value, right? So again you have 2 6's, so you have 4 and 5. 4 and 5 corresponds to 12 and 16. So total is 28, and then 7 maps to 6 and 7. So 4 plus 2, you have 6. So this is your final output table. So you can check whether it's correct or not. You add up all the intensity values. It's 18, 12, 30, 58 and 64. So your total intensity output pixel values add up to 64. You just check whether it corresponds to the total in the initial table. Yes, we got the initial sum as 64. So our mapping is correct. Thank you. Thanks Avijit for assisting with the video. Thanks all.